Hello everyone and welcome back to Smart Spiritual Solutions. In this channel, we use the Bible to solve everyday problems and improve our overall lifestyle. One big problem that is increasing in our current time is loneliness. And as we know, loneliness is when you have no one to share your life events with, no one to talk to, and no one to trust in. And people can feel lonely because maybe they might not have any friends, or maybe no family around them, or maybe they have no partner in marriage. And loneliness is also an increasing problem among the elderly because many of the people that these old people might have known may have passed away, and a lot of their family have deserted them to pursue their own desires. And there are also many men and women who are unmarried and lonely because they do not have a partner to come home to. So loneliness can affect lots of people of all types, but the Bible actually has a solution to this problem that I think is very effective for making us comfortable in our own lives, and that is making God our friend. This is because if we have no one to trust in and no one to talk to, God will be the one who is always there for us. This is what King David said in Psalms chapter 27 verse 10, where it says, "When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up." We can see how God protected Elijah when he had nobody, because Elijah had no followers, friends, and absolutely no one on his side, and was even completely alone in the wilderness. However, he did not feel lonely and unsafe because he had God protecting him. We can see this in 1 Kings chapter 17 verses 4 to 6, that God brought ravens to feed him and comforted him when there was no one else for him. And Jesus Christ was also in this exact same condition because when he was captured, all of his disciples fled because they were scared of what could happen to them, as is stated in Matthew chapter 26 verse 56, and the elders and the Pharisees were also against him. And there was absolutely no one on his side. But just like Elijah, God was the one who was by his side at all times, because after 3 days and 3 nights he was resurrected, taken up to heaven, and got an even bigger role when he got back up there, as Paul described in Philippians chapter 2 verses 6 to 11. So as we can see from these stories, God is always ready to support us when we have no one on our side. "God is our refuge and strength," said the psalmist, "a very present help in trouble." And King David also said that God's word was a comfort in his affliction, in Psalms chapter 119 verses 49 and 50. However, a very important question to ask is, how do we exactly get close enough to God for him to be our friend? Because obviously he's not a human being, but he's a spirit, as we can see in John chapter 4 verse 24. So how do we bring God in and make him our friend? Well, a huge part of friendship is communication, and we can communicate to God through prayers and meditation. King David discussed this kind of communication and the comfort that it gave him in Psalms chapter 119 verses 97, 98, and 100. "Oh, how I love thy law, it is my meditation all the day. Thou through thy commandments hast made me wiser than mine enemies, for they are ever with me. I understand more than the ancients, because I keep thy precepts." And Jesus Christ, the person that I mentioned earlier, was also constantly communicating with God in places like John chapter 17, including even when he was about to die in Matthew chapter 27. So if we want to have God to be our friend, this is a very important way we can bring him closer to us. And the benefit of making God our friend over humans is that he has the kind of reliability that us humans don't have. For example, when we humans make friends, they can die, move away, or betray us, or any circumstances of life can split us apart. However, God isn't like this because not only is he a spirit once again, but he is also stable and a righteous God. We can see this from St. Paul's experiences in 2 Timothy chapter 4 verses 16 and 17, where he said, "At my first answer no man stood with me, but all men forsook me. I pray God that it may not be laid to their charge. Notwithstanding, the Lord stood with me, and strengthened me, that by me the preaching might be fully known, and that all the Gentiles may hear, and I was delivered out of the mouth of the lion." So the point is, if you are lonely and need someone to support us through our trouble, God will be by our side. Of course, it is always good to have human friends too, so if we do find ourselves having trouble getting human companions, this is something we could always pray to God about, because God will always help us with our desires so we can get closer to him. But anyway, I think I'll stop here on discussing how getting closer to God can solve our problems with loneliness if we have them. If you have enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the like button and also the subscribe button, and finally to click the notification bell so you'll know when we post again. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.